Welcome to the Homegrown Haven. There's a few generations of us living here, all under one roof. Well, mostly. We are renovating our 3-bedroom bungalow, room by room, and learning as we go. We've just finished building an annex out the side of the bungalow, which is now home to my grandma. It's given her space, independence, and still keeps her right at the heart of everything we're doing here. And then there's the land, about an acre that we're turning into a proper kitchen garden. The goal is simple: grow more of our own food, waste less, and figure things out as we go. It's not always smooth, and it's definitely not for everyone, but it works for us. If you're into renovations, gardening, or just curious about a different way of living, you're in the right place.
Hello, welcome back to another week at the Homegrown Haven. Busy week. Two sort of areas that I'm concentrating on. The first is the kitchen garden, where I've reached that point where crops are now being exhausted. I'm thinking of peas, broad beans, and I have to have the other crops ready to go in, and I've been doing a bit of that, and I'll show you that later. So still very productive, it's all going well, but we are now in a position to really get stuck into the garden kitchen, and I'll show you a little bit more of that now. So we've been spending a little bit more money, and we've now got the prefabricated pergola, which you saw in the last episode, and now we've got enough timber to create the subframe for the decking. Now, quite how we put those two together is yet to be seen, but that's what we're doing or starting today. How far we get with it is anyone's guess, but yeah, really exciting time. Lot of initial fiddling about, measuring, getting levels right, because we didn't want to put the postcrete in, which you've got 10 minutes drying time and then it's rock solid. But I think we're pleased with how it's gone, aren't we?
Yeah, I'd say so, yeah. Our measurements initially weren't very accurate, were they? But
no, it's odd, isn't it, how a few days ago we thought we had it all laid out, and then when we came to put the posts in, none of the measurements tallied, but they do now.
Can you hold that? I'll hold it. It's a microphone. But yeah,
We've got to screw it all together now, We've got the bracing pieces for the corners, still got to do those, but essentially I needed Carl to be here to help because I can't lift them posts up into position. So it needed 2 pairs of hands. So it's the vast majority of the work is done.
It's just measuring the floor now, isn't it? Getting the frame in position and level.
Some of these plinths need moving.
Mummy, yeah.
Go on then.
He's just woke up in a bit of a huff. Yeah, very good day's work. When I worked with our neighbour doing the ensuite, and we all work differently, he goes at it relentlessly. He doesn't stop. He barely stops for coffee. I can't do that. I'm no good at that. I like to flit between jobs. So I do a bit on the pergola. As I said, I've cut the grass, and then I come back over to the kitchen garden. I do a bit there, and I see other jobs that need doing. And I prefer to work that way rather than dedicate a morning or an afternoon or a day to one project. The beauty is that I manage my time how I see fit, and that's how I like to do it, moving about between the jobs. Half an hour, stops me from getting bored with one particular job. So I have been busy on the kitchen garden. Let's have a look at that. I suspect we'll get one more picking of peas from that frame there, and then they'll come out. I have another set of peas. My wife is walking down the garden, coming straight towards me. It means I'm in trouble. So that they may crop in a week or two. But I've emptied this. This was the cauliflower and the broad beans. So I've got empty space, but I've got crops to go in there. Just haven't got the time to do it just yet. But I want to show you something in the fruit cage. I'd like to thank one of our commenters, Michael, who suggested I should grow peas terrain. And I looked them up, and you can sow them in July. Went on King's Seeds website and found them. So thank you, Michael. I've taken your advice, and we'll see how they go. I'll keep you updated. Right, it's a couple of days now since Carl and I put up the pergola, and I've had an opportunity since then to put the runners across for the decking subframe. So they're all screwed in and spaced out. The next job is, I think they call them noggins. I'm not sure, that might just be a wind up. And it's the short supports that go between. So I'm going to start that today, I think. But it's gone very well. Carl and I really enjoyed putting up the pergola. There were a couple of points where we were balanced on ladders, holding things that shouldn't have been, that should have been better supported. But it does help that Carl is 6'4". I've never felt so short in all my life. Anyway, the pergola's up, it's all screwed together. It's not going anywhere, and now it's onto the decking, which is going well. I don't think we'll be getting the decking for a while. It's quite expensive, and we've missed this summer with the garden kitchen, so there's no rush. Anyway, we're going to grow roses up and over the pergola, and I've got more to do with the detail of that. But Cheryl and I went up to David Austin Rose Garden. It's their centre where they produce all the roses. It's near Telford, which is just east of Shrewsbury. So if you're in the UK and you like roses, I cannot recommend it highly enough. It's overwhelming. And of course you get to see the roses where they should be grown, either as shrubs, up and over obelisks and arches and pergolas. So we've come back with some ideas. We came back with a couple of roses, but they were shrub roses for the rose bed. So I can't recommend it highly enough. It's what a place to go. Anyway, I've got work to do, so I better crack on. Oh, it's another hot one. I'm going to stop there. This goes back to what I was saying about finding work boring and having to move from job to job. This is laborious. You know, you've got to measure it, cut it, drill it, screw it. Anyway, I've had enough. I've got one piece of timber left out of the 4 we had to do these cross pieces, and I've still got 2/3 of it to go, so we're going to need more timber. And that's the thing with these sorts of projects, it chews money. Anyway, this will be a real asset to the garden and the house once it's complete, but for now I'm going to stop here and go back and try and find a job in the shade. But it's going well. It's just laborious work. I'll use that piece up tomorrow, and then sometime after the weekend I'll have to go back down in the car and cut the timber so that it'll fit in my car. But I'm happy with the way it's going. So for this week, that's as far as we'll get. Need to take the ladies down to the shop to look at the examples of the different composite decking. We shall see, but enough for now. Well, it's the next day on the vegetable plot, and these are Savoy cabbages that are going in the brassica cage. So I'm really pleased with that, and I've still got plenty left that will need space in one of the other cages as and when something harvests. But I'm fairly happy with the fact that I'm slowly getting to grips with having spare or crops upcoming, so that there's no vacant ground. And of course, as we move to autumn, inevitably there will be. That can't be avoided, I don't think. But right now, as we're into early July, no spare ground. That's radish and Savoy cabbages. And dwarf French beans on the end. There's a little space here, so I'm going to see what I've got, and I'm going to stick something in there as well. I think I've got some scarlet or red kale, and my theory about the red crops or purple crops like the purple kale, I think it's holding true. Nothing's touched it. Pigeons don't touch it, slugs don't eat it. So although most of my brassicas have to be in a cage, the purple brassicas, I'm not growing red cabbage this year, but the purple kale, completely open, nothing's touched it. So it's the healthiest food for us, and nothing else eats it. So it's a win-win. Whilst I'm in the shade, this is an interesting development. This tree, the cigar tree, is developing flowers, and they are stunning, absolutely beautiful. They're like little foxglove flowers. Yeah, didn't know it was going to do that. Goes to show that even though I'm getting familiar with the garden and we've been here nearly a year, you don't know everything till you've seen a full season through. Yeah, absolutely beautiful. The light is not making it easy, but yeah. Look at those. The trees covered in them. Absolutely beautiful. Well, the tomatoes in the greenhouse are now, or the lower trusses are now fully grown. And I go in there every day to see if they've started turning a blush of red, and they haven't, but it won't be long. Obviously the outdoor tomatoes are some way behind that, as you'd expect, but, and I know the books, I think they say 4 or 5 or 5 or 6 trusses. I can't worry about the trusses. The only thing that determines how far I let my tomato plants outdoors grow is the size of the canes they're growing on, because if I have tomato trusses up here, they'll just break and snap the plant. So once it reaches the top of whichever support it's on, I'm looking for a final truss, and there's one just at the top of the pole, and then I nip out the top of the plant, for better or for worse. So that's got 1, 2, 3, that's got 4 trusses on it. Of course, the other thing is, if you have more and more trusses, you're only going to get so much good weather outdoors. So this one, 1, 2, 3. It's only going to have 3 trusses on it. But again, no point in letting it grow any higher, they'll snap off. And then I tie them in, and that's it. Start to slowly, over the next month, remove a few of the lower leaves, which I've already started. And they're on their own. So yeah, 24 plants to do. It's the sort of job I quite enjoy. Just take your time, no pressure, nothing to think about, nothing difficult. My kind of work. So this one has got 1, 2, 3, yeah, 4 trusses. 4 trusses looks about the size of it for me. And this is Crimson Plum. And the 2 reasons we grow it, first of all, outdoors it's blight resistant, and secondly, we save all the plum tomatoes and we put them in the freezer, and that's what we use as the base of our sauces and stews, etc., all through the winter, I'm assured by the chefs. Oh, do I let that one develop? I think I might. No, let it go, Martin. Be brave. Okay, so the last thing we're going to do this week is we're going to have a look at our second early Charlotte new potatoes. These were planted, there's 42 seed potatoes, and they were planted on the 25th of March. April, May, June.
2.5 months.
So,
sorry.
No, just over 3, which is perfect for second earlies. So we've no idea what we're going to find. This could be fantastic, or it could be an embarrassing public disaster. So let's have a look.
Are you doing one as well? Or?
Yeah, I can do. The theory is we should be able to just pull, and they come out.
Yeah, they come out, yeah.
Mine are bigger than yours, Carl. And there's more still in the ground. Well, that's good.
Tell you what.
Quite soggy, which is amazing when you think how little rain we've had. Right, so we've lifted 2 of 42. We'll sort them out and then we'll come back to you. Right, well, that's what we've pulled from 2 of the 42 seed potatoes. There doesn't appear to be any slug damage. There's a little bit of marking on the skins of some of them, but certainly nothing that would worry me about eating them. So I'm really pleased. So those potatoes have only been earthed up with grass, and it's worked.
Some of them were in the, well, 1 or 2 of them were in the ground as well, weren't they, I suppose?
Yeah, I'm really surprised at that. No, it's a real pleasant surprise. I'm thrilled with that.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yes. I run.
You did run.
Seen what we've got from 2 of the plants?
Wow.
Yeah.
Just put them under the towel now then, so that
Yeah, I'll wash them off, dry them, and then store them in the shed. And we'll just... Well,
I mean, you can chop the...
Yeah, could chop the...
store them.
Yeah. Fantastic. The weather continues to heat up. I find it all very unpleasant. But I have a little bit of an announcement, and that is Carl goes to the Falklands for 4 months, up until November, in a couple of days. So he's going to put this video together and upload it to YouTube. Thereafter, it's going to be down to me. Now, I used to do it on a different program. My computer skills are poor at best. So if we disappear for a few months up till November, that will explain why that I haven't been able to acquire the skills to get these clips onto YouTube, and for that I apologise. If I appear in a week or 2, I've somehow managed it. I'm not optimistic. So I'd like to thank everybody who has watched up to now. I hope to be able to post next week, certainly the week after. And if I don't, we'll be back in November. Just can't tell you any more than that. But thanks very much for watching, and hopefully see you soon.